When you eat too much of something really good, it's just like, okay, I don't want any more right now. I feel like over the past couple of years, I don't know if it's because of the pandemic, us being shut up in our houses for the past couple of years, there's just been this drive to consume more and more. Like, I don't know if it's because of fear and we're just like, we just want to buy things to distract us from the scary world outside, or maybe boredom. I know for myself, a lot of times I shop out of boredom and just like, distract me. I need something to do. Let me see beautiful things. But we have just been consuming more and more and more, whether that's clothes, whether that's food, whether that's housewares, even content, social media, even content about consumption, content about buying and shopping, all these things. We have just been eating it all up. And I feel like all of this consumption, it encourages outlets to put out more things to consume, right? I think a really good example of that is podcasts. I love podcasts. I listen to multiple podcasts. And I feel like over the past couple of years, like, it's not good enough to put out your podcast episode once a week. You got to come out with bonus content, more episodes per week. You need to put some of it behind a paywall and have a private community so they can consume even more of that content. You need to have a Discord. Always be creating content. There's just more and more content. All of the streaming services too. Every couple of days is a new streaming service. They're doing all the price hikes so that we can have even more content that we don't even have time to consume. And I think you can say the same thing for social media and the rise of influencers. You know, people have always shared their experiences, their lifestyle content, the things that they were into online. But now, the past couple of years, it has just been a rise in ways to monetize this. And so we are seeing influencers starting to make more and more money from posting links to things. Link in bio, LTK, if you want to buy these shoes, here's where you buy it. SpawnCon, all of this. If you're new here, my name is Devaney. Thanks for tuning into Short Not Sweet. Getting dressed is my favorite part of the day, so I love talking about it. But lately I've been thinking, am I contributing to the problem by talking about shopping so much? Because all this consumption, I think it's starting to lead to kind of like this hangover feeling, like this, like, we overindulge over the past couple of years, and so we're starting to feel like kind of icky about it. And I'm seeing a lot of content nowadays about like de-influencing. I followed this lady on TikTok, and when I first followed her, she was just posting her outfits of the day. She dressed really cool, and I was like, okay, I'll follow this lady. And then starting the beginning of this year, now she's making content about how she's not buying anything for the rest of 2024, right? And, you know, it's just a complete 180 and talking about her experiences with, you know, shopping too much. And she's very interesting. I'll link her page below if you want to see it. But it's just a complete change. Another example of this I've seen on YouTube. I used to follow this one lady, and she was like a luxury YouTuber sharing her, you know, all her luxury purchases, you know, getting to the Birkin, all this other stuff. And now all of a sudden she did a complete 180 earlier last year, talking about, oh, you know, overconsumption is terrible and social media is leading you to overconsume and we don't need all these things. And it was just like, dang girl, like you was telling us all about your fabulous purchases, and now you're telling us that we shouldn't buy things. But, you know, it's fair. People change. And I think a lot of us are starting to experience like this hangover, this overindulgence. It's like when you eat too much of something really good, it's just like, okay, I don't want any more right now. I'm also starting to see like some backlash against influencers, like people upset about them posting the links. Now, you know, they don't want to engage in their SpawnCon. I've seen on TikTok people comment like, if an influencer posts like a link to something they want to buy, they'll click the affiliate link. And then once they know where the product is from, they will close that link, open, you know, search for it in a new tab, just so the influencer doesn't get the kickback. They don't get the, I don't know, the commission or whatever. And I'm like, oh my, that like blew me away. I was shocked to hear that. But there is just really this kind of like, I don't know, this vitriol, this anger. And I've been thinking like, are influencers, is social media really to blame for this? Are they the symptom or are they the disease? Because when you look at a lot of this content, people are asking for links. Like you will see somebody will be talking about something completely random, and in the comment section it's like, oh, well, where'd you get those shoes? Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that random picture in your background? Where'd you get that beige random ass nail polish you have on? People literally ask for these links. So it's like the vitriol, I'm like, sometimes I'm just not understanding it. Also, when people don't share exactly where they got stuff from, like I've seen, you know, oh, well, you're gatekeeping, you know, like, oh, well, you're not sharing it, you know, with the class, da 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 da. People get really upset about that too. So it's like you almost can't win on social media. Also, you know, shopping and consumption, it's nothing new, right? Like there's always been ways to continually to buy a bunch of crap that you didn't need. Social media is it's just the latest and greatest thing, right? We always had the home shopping network. You can overindulge by shopping in person, shopping online, not through social media. I feel like I've always heard stories about people who have a very unhealthy relationship with like QVC and HSN. Like, I've seen these things. And so I don't know that influencers and social media are really to blame. On the other hand, there are some things that influencers do that I think, are not so great and do encourage this overconsumption. And I think some influencers are more guilty than others, right? There's always going to be those people that really take advantage of their audience. And a couple examples of that are when influencers don't disclose gifts. They don't disclose that something is an ad. You've seen more of a backlash towards that, like, hey, was this gifted? You should really tell. And I think my favorite influencers are the ones that say, hey, this was gifted. And then you continually see them, even though it was gifted, you continually see them use that product because they genuinely like it. And that fosters a sense of trust. But when you see them not disclosing things, it does create like that distance. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't trust, that you're giving me your honest opinion. Another example is like the constant overhyping of products. You can't be obsessed with everything. Oh, I'm obsessed. I love this. Oh my God, it's everything. Okay. At a certain point, like that just gets, I don't believe you. You're doing too much. I don't believe you. And you see that there's like, I don't know if it's the culture of being an influencer or something like that. Just it's like overhyping. You're doing like way too much. Oh, you need this product. No, I don't need this product. Let's calm down. Let's calm down, Another example is the overuse of hauls. And on this one, I felt kind of guilty because I like watching hauls too. But sometimes, even watching hauls, I'll be like, I don't know how I feel about this. And sometimes when I'll film, like I don't usually I've never done a haul for one place. Oh, I spent $8,000 at this one place. But, even doing a little collective haul with, a couple of items that I've got in over the past couple of months, sometimes I feel like, am I adding to that problem? And am I making people feel bad? On the other hand, people do love hauls. Like Shein hauls, to this day, I'm still seeing them on YouTube. I'm still seeing them in 2024, like getting tens of thousands of views and all these likes. Like people like this stuff, Another example, that's not so great is when you see influencers buying and returning things constantly. Not like should I keep this? Maybe I should return. Returning things is normal. Like we all have bought something and have not been sure about it. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you see them, they wear the thing once, or they don't even wear it in real life. They just wear it for the video, and then you never see the item again because they returned it. And I see this a lot, like with bags and stuff like that. And I'm always like, it just doesn't feel genuine, And so I feel when I see you buying new things, again, I love a little haul. I love to see what's new, what you have new in your wardrobe. But then I never see it again, and it's like, okay, it leads to that little bit of distrust. So in some ways, some influencers can do some, things that kind of contribute to this culture of overconsumption. I think that's one reason why you kind of need to be careful who you follow, right? You gotta kind of make sure that your views kind of align with the person. You need to be careful who you take seriously. Like if you're following someone who clearly gets gifted a bunch of crap, they're not disclosing it, and then you follow them for the beautiful gowns. But you're not going to invest too much in this person because you're not going to get like relatable. Everybody wants relatable content from them. But you just have to be careful who you follow because there is this behind the scenes gifting, and a lot of people are not very great with the disclosures. So you have to be careful there. But I'm talking about social media and influencers themselves. But in a lot of ways, I think the platforms and the algorithms behind these platforms are really the ones to blame, because I think they really encourage not only overconsumption, but they encourage people to push out the content that in turn encourages overconsumption. And so I'll talk about a few of the platforms that I use. TikTok. I feel like TikTok is the most egregious. TikTok and that damn TikTok shop. Okay, I love TikTok. But especially over like the past couple of months, especially during like the holiday season, the TikTok shop content was out of control. If you were on TikTok over the holiday season and you haven't seen those Halara pants, it was to a point where every other video was about these damn pants. It was insane. And every time I see that little orange box that announces that it's something from a TikTok shop, it got to the point where I just scroll past your video. I don't even want to know what you have to say. Okay, it was crazy. And specifically those pants, I would look at the video and I'd be like, I couldn't believe that I was seeing yet another creator talking about these damn pants. Clearly there's some kickbacks happening somewhere. And I would look in the comment section because I knew other people like me had to be frustrated. But the comment section, it was like a bunch of zombies, like, oh, wow, those pants are so nice. Do you think they would fit me? Wow, what? And I'm like, how do y'all still have questions about these pants? Literally every other video is about these pants. And this is how you know something is going on with the algorithm. It's encouraging this type of behavior. It's probably paying people off. There's got to be something going on with the likes. These videos were getting tens of thousands of likes. Everybody doing the same thing and every video getting tens of thousands of likes and having positive comments and nobody asking questions. Something is going on. And so you have to look at these algorithms, and see what the heck is going on. Another example is YouTube, right? I feel like sometimes I'll search for a specific thing. Like a lot of times I use YouTube as a search engine. I'm like, okay, I want to make this purchase, but I want to know more about this item first, right? And a lot of times when I search for that item, I know there's somebody reviewing. I know there's probably a smaller creator, even if it's not a larger creator, that did a video about this. I know it. It has to exist. But YouTube is pushing out either bigger creators that have a lot of those like YouTube shop links. They're just pushing out the same people, the same things. And this one is less clear, but there's no way, I'll give it a concrete example. I've been looking for a vintage Max Mara wool coat, right? And, for vintage, you can't have affiliate links, or it's harder to have affiliate links for a vintage item. But what you can have it for is a new item. So I search vintage Max Mara coat, and I'm getting videos for new Max Mara coats with affiliate links in the description box, probably YouTube shop links, because it's easier for both the creator and YouTube to make money off of me shopping those videos. And so I don't know, when I see those things in my results and I'm not seeing exactly what I'm looking for, I start to get a little bit suspicious. It's not as clear cut as the TikTok shop thing, but it is something that I've kind of become wary of over the past couple of months. Another example, of course, is Instagram. And Instagram is, again, not as clear cut as TikTok, but I have seen, I've been on Threads, and Threads, for some reason, pushes out a lot of, on their For You page, they push out a lot of, creator people, a lot of people that post sponsor content, people that are content creators for their profession, onto my For You page, and I've seen a lot of them complaining about how they're getting such low engagement on Instagram lately. I've even seen some bigger creators, even on here, make videos about why they're not using Instagram anymore, because their engagement is so low, and it's almost like they're being encouraged to pay to play, to get those boosted posts, to pay for Instagram to push out their posts. And I would think, what kind of posts would you actually pay to get pushed out? Probably ones in which you're selling a product. That's what I would think. I don't know the ins and outs of that. But again, it just feels a little bit less than savory. And all three of those examples, it's like, it feels like you're encouraging this overconsumption rather than organic kind of content that might not make money via links or something like that. But, it engages community. So I don't know. I've been looking at these social media platforms a little bit sideways over the past couple of months. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. I feel like the cause of overconsumption is kind of complicated. I feel like it's been a really traumatic past couple of years, and I don't know, maybe we needed little distractions to get us through these past couple of years, because I know it's been crazy, and I'm very blessed. I've been okay, thank God I'm working and everything. But if you're a person that pays attention to this world, you've seen it. It's been a wild past couple of years. And now I think what's happening is we're looking back on the past couple of years and how we've consumed, and we're kind of coming to terms with this new reality that we're all living in. And okay, maybe I want to change how I'm consuming. Maybe I want to change what I'm consuming itself. Do I need to keep buying all these things? Do I even need the things that I bought? That could be a bigger problem. And I just hope that we're able to give one another, including influencers, grace, because, we're all kind of part of this whole thing. I know there's always, people love to say that, social media isn't real life, Twitter isn't real life, TikTok isn't real life, but social media is where so much of our lives take place. I have a relative, and I was talking to her a few months back, and she was talking about how she was watching all those, how people post those recaps of their year on social media at the end of the year. And she kind of felt bad because she had nothing to post. And she didn't feel bad because she didn't have a good year. She had a great year. But again, it's almost like if you don't post it, it doesn't happen, right? And so we kind of have like this desire to live a post-worthy life, right? And to fit into a certain aesthetic, the aesthetic that gets the clicks, that gets the like, because you know there is a specific aesthetic, there is a specific lifestyle, you know, it looks a specific way in order to get that engagement, that feedback, you know, that little dopamine hit that we're all craving. And so I wonder if that feeling, that desire to live that post-worthy life is also pushing that overconsumption, right? Oh, we can't wear that same outfit because we wore that already on Instagram and we got the 1,000 likes, so we don't want to post that outfit again. Like, I'm wondering if that is also driving this overconsumption. And I wrote down this sentence that kind of encapsulates what I've been thinking, and I'll say it now. It's, do we think that we can consume our way to having a life worthy of inspiring the envy we feel when seeing others' lives online? And I guess that's kind of like all over the place, but I think when we see, you know, a fabulous influencer living their fabulous life, it can make us feel a little bit of, you know, it shouldn't, but I think if we're being honest with ourselves, it can make us feel a little bit of envy, like, ugh, man, what a life she lives. She must be so fabulous, like da 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 da. And I'm wondering if we think that we can buy enough things and post ourselves in those things to make others feel that way about our lives as well. Even though we know, you know, maybe it looks, or maybe her life looks glamorous, but it's not quite as glamorous as it looks. Like, I wonder if we want to kind of emulate that and make others feel that feeling too. I don't know. These are all the things I've been thinking about. I would love to hear from y'all in the comments. Like, let me know what you've been thinking about this whole overconsumption conversation that we've all been having. It's definitely something I've been thinking about, because as much as I love shopping, like, I have taken a break from it. Not even from the overconsumption angle, mostly from a place of, I have everything I need. I have and everything I want, like my closet. I love my closet, and there's really not too many more things that I need. So I don't know. I really have been thinking about it, and I would love to hear what you think as well. Hopefully this was interesting. If it was, maybe you consider liking this video and subscribing to this channel. You can also find me over on TikTok at @ShortNotSweetDebony. Thank you for watching, and please take care of yourself. Bye.